Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Pyre Community RITE Night, which means of course some good old-fashioned multiplayer Pyre, featuring first and foremost none other than the members of the RITE Club Discord server, the place for all things multiplayer Pyre. And if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then look no further because you can join said Discord group by clicking on that link right there. But those of you in chat, you are not off the hook. No, because you see the red circle with the white L below chat. You click on that and you'll find all of the various requests that you can make today, including things ranging from selecting players, exiles, masteries, songs, arenas, even Titan Stars are all fair game. So, without further ado, let's hop into versus mode here. We'll set ourselves back to our defaults. And then let me know if there's anyone who would like to get us started today, as I will hop into Discord now. There we are. Okay. I think I'm just about good to go at this stage, so how is everybody? Lilac is up to get in here. Okay.
I'm volunteering.
Hello, Lilac.
Hello.
You seem very quiet.
Like mic-wise?
Like mic-wise. Like your volume just isn't as high as usual. Or maybe you're further away from it than you would usually be. Mariachi Earthquake does sound like a fantastic band name. That's true.
Hello.
Hello.
Is it better now?
Maybe?
Is it... Okay, I'll just, like, talk really close.
I mean, that does sound...
Okay.
Like I think the usual... I mean... Whatever. We will make do. It will be fine. But is there anyone who would like to hop in here to face off against Lilac? I did also send you a... There you go. An invite, Lilac. Or Tormented by the Mariachi Earthquake as an album title.
That's true. That you're not wrong. Although it's less pleasant. It's less pleasant when you are kept awake a lot of the night by the real life mariachi earthquake, and then so you don't get much sleep, and then you wake up and you're sick.
Oh, uh-oh. Yeah, that's no fun.
Yep.
Baylor said he can jump in though.
Cool. I was going to say I'm not too sick that I can't play a few matches. Don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, obviously if you are not feeling well, do not feel obliged. Also, if it's... Obviously, I don't know what kind of sickness we're talking about here, but if talking is hard, you can always play the matches and just mute yourself in Discord, or just not be in Discord if that's any easier.
No worries. My throat is fine. I haven't forgotten... Oh wait, I forgot to get into the match properly, into the Steam remote play properly. My apologies.
Oh, okay. Baylor, I do not yet see you showing up on Steam. You may just not have logged in yet.
Ritual.
Oh?
You know, the Steam update ritual.
Oh, admittedly, I did not check for this either. I mean... It certainly happens, but it's not as if it is always getting updated every single week. But maybe it's worth giving that a shot right now. Are you getting an update?
I am not getting an update.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna... Well, but have you been able to load in?
I am in... Yeah, like I'm...
You don't have controls yet, so obviously there's
I
that.
don't have controls, but it's acting normal for me.
Okay. There we are. In that case, I will not restart Pyre/Steam.
Thank you, O merciful Vids.
Alright, Failer. Still not seeing ya on Steam right now, Failer. Okay, no worries. I did see that Lilac just seems to have put the fate on that is usually Failer's triumvirate. So we might have a bit of a battle of the fates here.
Perhaps so.
The other thing, of course, as we're waiting to get Failer in here, is if there is anything you guys would like for us to do for this first match, let us know. A duel of the fates, as some might say.
Speaking of which, without any spoilers, how have you been enjoying Hades 2?
I would say, big picture for me, I've spent a lot of time in Hades 2 early access.
Oh yeah, I
So
forgot that.
I have a lot of experience with that. I've only done one run thus far for the full release, so I have not had a ton of time yet to see all the latest bells and whistles. But all the stuff that has been in Hades 2 from the onset or added at various points in time throughout the early access has been very good. I mean, my overall, I don't know, assessment of Hades 2, if you want to call it that, would be if people liked Hades 1, I think people will definitely like Hades 2. If Hades 1 was not really your thing, then I think the games are similar enough that I'm not sure Hades 2 is gonna be any better for you.
Ironically, I have a confession to make.
Oh.
I've started playing Hades 2.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah. It gives you the little icon when you have other people playing a game on Steam. It's like, oh, understandably, well, with it having come out recently, there are a bunch of people who have been playing Hades 2.
What you just said has actually been the exact opposite
Really?
for me. Like, I wasn't gameplay-wise, like, if you're talking about gameplay, I did enjoy Hades 1 thoroughly, but, like, pretty much everything else I wasn't too big on, and so somehow Hades 2 is like, what if we made... Supergiant was like, what if we made Hades, but Lilac enjoys it?
Yeah, I mean, Hades 1, definitely, and obviously Hades 1 was...
Hello.
And may still be Supergiant's most successful and critically acclaimed game. It was not my favorite game of theirs, so it was not as if I was the biggest Hades 1 fan in existence.
Your favorite was Pyre, obviously.
Right.
It's Pyre, right?
Mm-mm.
What?
Nope.
How dare you? Oh, yeah, you said it's like Transistor.
Yeah, I've said it a few times before. It's Transistor.
That's fair.
Failer, you are coming in very quiet.
Whatever I got must be contagious.
Yeah, I don't know. I have Failer turned up all the way and I can barely hear him.
Try and put it at the mic.
Oh, that was very loud.
Volume-wise, it was definitely louder.
Okay, so the distance in 10 centimeters, but less than 50.
I don't know.
Optimal
Something
volume.
like that. Maybe my headphones are always pretty messed up, so maybe it's a me thing. Who knows? But anyways, I think we do have both of you in now. We may have a duel of the fates, as we were saying before, so someone is going to have to go in a different direction here.
And it's not gonna be me.
Oh. I mean, you say this. You say this. Phaler has now reset
What?
your triumvirate while you were away.
No. An acceptable substitute.
All right, let me type in your information. And I don't think we've seen anything request-wise from chat as of yet, so it looks like this may end up being just up to the players to go with whatever they'd like, unless, of course, there is any anything last minute we'd like to throw in here. All right. Yeah, I guess where I was going with my whole Hades 1 was not my favorite Supergiant game in the first place thing was that, you know, it's not as if I was the world's biggest Hades 1 fan and I'm saying, oh, it's just like Hades 1, everything's awesome. I do think it's better than Hades 1, and in various ways. I mean, again, I've only played a little bit since the full release, and there have definitely been some good improvements over the development cycle, so I'm hoping that those will continue now that we have the full release. And we do have Lilac turning Customize off, and also Anor says, Phaler, up to you to choose your song of preference. Whatever you would like. Okay, and then Anor says, the next match we'll do Lilac's song of choice. Gotcha.
Alright.
And how's it going, Anor? Good to see you. Well, let's get started here. Of course, randomized exiles, masteries, and talismans, courtesy of the Customize off, so we'll see what we end up with here. That is a boat.
Yes!
At the Hulk of Oris.
I summoned it.
Here, one of you may walk the path.
It's true, he did.
That right there is the
and
one that
earn the
describes.
favor
No, I
of
summoned
the
it.
scribes.
The scribes were like, man, Lilac is
stand
feeling
ready.
sick today. We're gonna give her
Accusers
a
stand prepared.
Oh, and with two demons, no less, alongside a sap on Lilac's side. One of those demons is Oralek, no less, than on
I told
Phaler's
you.
side.
I told you.
It's this Kerr plunging in for 20. That was Dulbert. Then it's Tamitha the Harp and Hedwyn the Nomad. See what else we can learn about these randomized teams as Lilac now applying pressure with Vizpaleth.
Spectacularly done.
Plunging in for 30 damage. We saw Phaler started with 100, as is typically the case, but Lilac started with a little more than that, what with the demons presumably giving some extra starting pyre life from their masteries. Oralek stopped short, and oh, that was more than 30 seconds on that respawn time for Oralek, which is rather telling. Explosive temper, that also tells us more about Phaler's team here. It seems like he has some more defensively oriented masteries on both his Kerr and I think his Nomad as well.
Are you mocking me, Phaler?
A true aimed thrust into the fire.
Phaler first to the orb, but gives it up to Oralek, who's banished here. No, that's actually Tamitha, who's extending the banishment time as she plunges for 20 here, and has Leech? And what's the extra banishment time coming from in that case? I think it's Hedwyn. Forgot that's team-wide, as meanwhile, Oralek plunges, but with no prayer beads, he's gone in this round. So now up to Vizpaleth, but she's banished before she can make it in, and Luminous Idol on Hedwyn. So we actually have quite a bit of information about Phaler's team. I think considerably less when it comes to Lilac's, although there, right as I say that, is a bit of a reveal, as it's Mooncrest on Palmus. Talisman that Lilac would probably prefer to see on Oralek, as it is perhaps most beneficial for him. But it's the other demon, Vizpaleth, who plunged there, and one more score, potentially all Lilac would need, but Phaler gets the stop, potentially a game-saving one at that. Well-timed with the harp cast. Just bullying Palmas, but Palmas keeps coming back. But that's really significant for Phaler, because that's not only 20 damage, but 10 leech, and now it means Phaler is out of range for Lilac, unless Lilac happens to have some boat magic. No. The key thing would be a Brazen Manor, Webbed Lanthorn for Lilac, and that's more leech for Phaler. Continuing to tip the scale back in his favor. Phaler at this point has retaken the lead, unless, of course, Lilac has Rekindling with Palmas, which may be the case, but now after that plunge, we may just be one score away from finding that out. No leech on that occasion, though. Phaler back up at 45 Pyre Life, which means he can tank a hit, and that's the important part. There is the Rekindling, and it's 50. Which means we are just about tied here, as Phaler did get a little bit of leech in the process, but that 25 damage plunge means if Lilac is to score full damage with Vizpaleth, that would be enough. Anything else would likely fall a little bit short, unless Lilac has some extra damage that we are not yet aware of. Phaler, if possible, would like to get the leech on Tamitha. That's why he's moving in with her here, and does have enough time to do it. And that is pretty key, because it drops Lilac down to 30, but more importantly, bumps Phaler back up to 40, where Lilac can no longer take him out with one hit, and now Phaler is one score away. We've already seen the Rekindling, so that's no longer a factor. But Lilac, of course, not going down without a fight, but Orlek will be down for the next 30 seconds. Phaler finds his way through for the winning plunge.
The accusers prevail.
GG.
They brushed aside their adversaries without too much trouble.
GG's.
Well played, you two.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
All right, well, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
And we know we have a song request for Lilac's choice, but other than that, let us know if there's anything else we'd like to do here.
Phaler.
Yeah.
Phaler. Pick a number.
How did I know that was what you were
One.
going to say?
Pick another number.
Wrong number!
Okay, I can do this one.
Lilac, it is also whatever song you would like here.
Alright. Wait, thank you, Honor.
Lilac says, the wheel chooses exiles and talismans. Wherever it lands must be used for both players. And the talismans are boom shakalaka!
Well, because I didn't want to do like a Titan Stars request, so I was just doing exiles and talisman requests.
Okay.
I'm no thief.
Okay,
I'm
then
paying for all of it.
remind me where the link for those things exists, because I remember last time I thought you had DM'd me, but it might be in Right Club.
Okay, I am going to DM them to you now so that they will be easier for you to find.
Okay, that works.
So here's the Exiles one, and I'm getting...
Oh yeah, I think you DM'd them last time. I just had to look past the crocodile pictures, of course.
Oh yes, the croc... Wait, did I DM you crocodile pictures?
At least one,
Discord?
yeah.
Okay, and here is the Talismans one.
Okay, so basically this is going to be both of you are getting exactly the same setup coming from the wheel, is that right?
Correct.
Okay,
That we
so
can choose whatever masteries we want.
let's start with the exiles, because that can in some circumstances dictate which talismans are and are not eligible. Should we go? Let's start loading into an arena and at least see where we are first. Then you guys can just take them as soon as we're done.
Oh, side note, Lids, you can pin comments in a GM as well.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good
And
idea.
You can also pin them in
Who shall conduct the rites?
In the channels.
One moment while I do just that. Pin message. Oh yeah, pin it. This one. Can I pin multiple messages? Will you let me do that? Yes. Okay. Noise. Alright, so let's start with, where was it? This one here, so this will be the first exile.
You have a lot of ads.
I'm not the one who picked what site to make this on.
Well,
Palmus. Do they have to go in this order?
Yes.
They do?
I
Okay.
decide.
Alright, so Palmus first. Why don't we just roll his talisman, and then we'll have you both pick your Palmus. Or pick your poison. Oh no.
Don't
Oh,
throw,
okay.
Don't throw shade on Thomas like that.
I thought we were about to get a Prayer Beads Palmus, but no, it's Fairy Spirit Palmus is the lead for both of you.
Okay.
Fairy Spirit Palmus. Very common choice. Very popular with, amongst the masses. I'm assuming we should just have you both take him here and then we'll roll the other exiles
Yeah.
afterward?
Yeah. Where is he? Oh, here he is. I could not find him.
He's rather stealthy, that Palmus guy.
That Thomas guy.
Might have something to do with being a ghost.
Perhaps. That might have something to do with it.
He's also kind of a tree, which, you know, maybe means if he stands completely still,
zap.
you'll just never see him. Alright, so now let's roll the character again. This is last time. But now for this time, it's the Stowaway.
Yes.
And the Stowaway will get the Kneeland Leech.
Choose someone.
Very popular choice as well.
We're hashtag winning today, gang.
Hey.
Alright, so there's the Stowaway in the second spot. As for the third and final character, let's see. It's Messenger Imp. And he will have
Lacoste will be proud.
the Sunken Shadow. Alright. Sunken Shadow Messenger Imp is your final selection for both players. Lilac sending the messages to Messenger Imp. That is, of course, the source of all of his power.
Messenger Imp.
It isn't really a shadow, is it? It's the sun-bleached shell of a sea.
Yeah, it'd be pretty hard to have a physical object be a shadow.
I mean, it's Pyre.
Look, I mean, it's perfectly alright to have large hockey pucks made of congealed blood sliding around the arena, but I draw the line at objects that are named after shadows that are actually physical objects. That's unacceptable. That's just too far.
Exactly, it's too unrealistic.
Never mind the fact that all of the characters are currently inside of a book.
No, like, that's fine, that's realistic.
That's perfectly normal.
That's perfectly normal.
That's just your average Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
A blow against the adversary's eye. How very
Oh,
sad
big
for the
exploding sapling play there from Palmas, setting up Thaler for this 25 damage throw. Now, of course, we know both players have the same exiles and the same masteries, however, or rather the same talismans. They did have the choice, however, to customize their masteries, however, they saw fit, so maybe some differences there. So we do see Lilac with a dangerous portal, however, Phaler currently the one in possession. Now he has a portal. Tries to get in throwing range with Palmas, but gets stopped short, and Lilac going through the portal, and with the extra damage mastery on Messenger Imp, that's a 25 damage plunge. Though he is now gone in this round, and at the moment it's just the Stowaway back defensively, who Phaler takes out with an exploding sapling. And that gives him time for this 25 damage throw, and that drops Lilac down to just 5 Pyre life, but as I was alluding to before, obviously both players have a sap, so both players had the option to take Rekindling. We know they didn't take the RITE NITE talisman, so no Rekindling coming from that, as Phaler gets infinite stamina on Palmas, look out!
Look at him go!
And then he immediately got banished. It's okay, Palmas is not used to having all that sort of speed. He has a need for speed, but he just hasn't figured it out yet.
banished, all of them.
But how much Rekindling, if any, do either player have? And the answer is 50 for Lilac. So that means this match is far from over, though Phaler trying to chip away at Lilac's Pyre life, and with a full sap throw for 25 damage, that could mean that was the second to last score Phaler needed, as if he can get that much from Palmas once again, with Lilac's Rekindling already having been used, that would be all he needs. We saw Lilac took the extra damage from the Imp as well. Oh, but Phaler using the Imp to set up a very dangerous portal instead. Goes through with Palmas, but Lilac able to recover. But we know the Stowaway would not have enough damage. I'm not sure if Phaler took the extra damage mastery on Messenger Imp. Oh, but gets through, falls a little bit short. Lilac now with the infinite stamina. Sneaks through, not quite close enough. Now Lilac also has a dangerous portal, though. But Phaler with Palmas plunges in for the win.
The accusers prevail.
GG.
It was as though the scribes themselves stood by their side.
Well played, you two.
The rite is complete
Alright, well let's head on back.
until the stars align.
And we do actually already have a request in the queue for this one. It's archetypes. So, we can run some randomized archetypes for you guys. In that case, I think we'll go as usual, randomizing which one gets assigned to each player, starting with player 1, so that would be Lilac. Let me just get a random number generator going here. Let's see, so we have 33 potential options. That means Lilac, you...
Instead of picking.
What's that?
Roll with a 1d33 instead of with the computer generated.
I'm afraid I do not have a D33.
You don't have it either.
I do not have a physical die that is D33, no.
Is that how you play Dungeons and 33 Dragons?
I'm sorry. Alright, Lilac, you have received your archetype. As a reminder, these archetypes give some guidance, a particular theme for the players to build their teams, though they are not so specific as to require the players to take an exact combination of characters, masteries, or talismans, so there is still some room for flexibility there. And I'm randomly rolling which archetype each player gets and DMing them so their opponent does not know which archetype they are receiving. And the other thing is that in many cases, these archetypes are, at least to a certain extent, up to the player's interpretation. And if you do have any clarifying questions, then let me know via DM and I can get back to you, but otherwise, there's supposed to be some wiggle room there for you guys to express yourself in the way you see fit for these particular archetypes. You should both have received them now. Any clarifying questions, or should we start heading over to the arena and that might help you guys figure out what you want to do?
I am good.
Good on your end, Phaler? Let me see if either of you are...
Yep, looking good.
Okay, nice. Let's load in. And as I often say, there are some... the archetypes vary in terms of what sort of direction they give. In some cases... in some cases, might be more having to do with the particular exiles, masteries, and talismans that the players select. Whereas in other cases, it might have more to do with the way that the players actually execute and play once the match starts. And so it may mean that their approach could change depending on the arena, and that's why I reacted when I saw we are at the Nest of Trieste, as this arena is a little unusual with those lava pits. It'll be interesting to see how that affects the way that the players approach this one.
This is not related to the archetypes or anything. Something that related to the mariachi earthquake.
Okay. You've started a new band. That's the name. Go on.
No.
You're looking for a bassist.
No, Are you a bassist?
No. But maybe someone in chat is.
What I was trying to say is, I remember, like Camilo was saying, like, they should have been doing that out in the open. They were. We I live in a pretty rural area, and like their house is pretty far away from ours. But it was still loud enough that like you could hear the recording. It was still that loud, and I could still feel vibrations.
Wow.
Like, and it makes me wonder, what would it be? What do you think it would be like to be on the front lines of that performance?
Those guys hearing damage after that, man. You know, they all were wearing earplugs the whole time, like an actual concert.
Yeah, was it a recording, or was it people actually? For context, Lilac was sending a message in the RITE Club Discord last night saying that there were people playing some very loud music last night. Was it people performing live, or was it a recording of some variety?
It was like a live performance, and they've done this before, but never this loud.
Okay.
And normally I enjoy listening to their music, but not at 11 p.m.
Not at that volume and not at that time.
Except
Because it was you sent a message with some audio of these things. It was a little hard to tell just how loud it was. It's like, oh, this seems kind of fun. This seems kind of pleasant. But if it was truly deafeningly loud, then okay, maybe less so. Also, as a reminder, you guys should focus on your archetypes, but you don't necessarily need to go 100% all in every possible way. If you feel like you've already approached them, emphasized them to a decent extent, then that may be sufficient. Up to you, though.
Headwind.
so, Feller, what's your archetype?
That's scandalous!
I don't know.
How do you not know? Did you not read the DM?
I'm just going with what it means.
Also, Feller, you are. I don't know if it's the same one Lids is in, but you are cutting out a lot.
Yeah, I am getting that a bit. I don't know, I'm getting weird audio in general, it seems, from Discord, but I guess I'm not alone on this one, at least.
Whatever could he be planning?
Well, it is interesting to see, because the players have their archetypes, and in many cases, there are some that are a little more narrow than others, but for the most part, there are a number of ways the players could go about executing these strategies. So we shall see what approach they take here.
Exile.
So here we go, both players locked in. They have their archetypes. Now they will put them to the test. As Phaler starts us off with a quick sap throw here. 7 damage from Palmas. Lilac with Orlek. Tries to go in, but he's blocked and then gets banished. Phaler circles around the other way. That's a crone throw, but it looks a little bit off the mark. So Lilac able to recover. Oh, but then the exploding harp might have messed with Phaler's plans a bit there. As Phaler has it now with Palmas and is trying to line up a long-range sap throw. And it does land. Lilac seemingly in position there, though there are some ranges from which those sap throws are actually unblockable. Tends to be closer range. And it seemed like that was more on the long-range front, but there's Phaler plunging in, mixing it up with Palmas, but it is Palmas who is currently center stage. So Lilac quickly answers here with Orlek.
The accuser's pyre grows weaker.
Forfeit for Phaler. The throw this time does land, and that's 30 damage.
A show of strength from the fate's opponent.
Palmas once more. He's... Wait. What?
Oh, there goes Headwind.
How did that happen?
Glory to the scribe.
Palmas plunges, but he got blocked and dropped the orb as if he had jumped and gotten blocked midair, except he's a sap, which is why I'm confused.
Yes.
So, if anyone has any theories as to how exactly that played out, then I'd be interested to hear them. But alas, here is Lilac on the attack, and courtesy of the Titan Tooth, able to stun Phaler's defender and bought some time to set up that Orlek plunge, but now he is gone in this round. And Lilac is down to 23 Pyre life, which means there is a theoretical way in which Phaler could finish this with just one more score. Does depend a bit on who the scorer is and how they do that scoring. Failer's moving in here with Palmas. Oh, and nearly snuck through. But now, it's Lady River. Back to Vorfrit. The throw. Is it on target? No, it's just wide. And that would have been game, set, and match. But Lilac lives to fight another day as Failer, faked one way, went the other. Ends up with a quick sap throw. It's not enough by itself, but it does make it a little easier to for Failer to finish it with one more score. But here is Lilac, plunging for 25, and now suddenly Lilac may have enough damage here. Oh, but without Oralek, I don't know that the math is working in Lilac's favor here. I think it would still require 2 as Failer, little hesitation move, but then plunges in and takes the victory.
A victory so narrowly achieved, and thus more glorious.
GG.
The ceremony is complete.
Was that the sap getting blocked and dropping the orb, Honor? She has a clip for us. Check it out in just a second here. Let us know if there's anything you guys would like for us to do for the next one. Let's see what this is all about.
Are we going to, like, say what archetypes we got?
Oh, yes. You could also, if you would like to reveal your archetype. Sorry, I forgot about that.
Yes.
You're welcome to do so.
Mine, I'm not sure if... I guess... I'm gonna say that I managed to, like, enact it at least once with the weird Palmas block.
Okay.
I got anti-air, shut down your opponent's flight/jumps. So
It's a little tough when your opponent's attacking primarily with a sap.
Mine emphasize using unblockable scores, so I picked the sap blink, and I picked 2 character throws.
That was... Failer's was unstoppable, in case that was hard for people to make out. Unblockable stuffs. Let's see this clip that Honor made here. And that's 30 damage. Okay, so Palmas has the orb. He drops the orb as he's in the process of blinking. I don't think I've ever seen that happen with a sap before. Palmas plunges.
That's
But he got
impressive.
blocked? Because, yeah, I think you just successfully blocked Palmas mid-air.
Wait, can we play that again?
Yeah.
Instant replay.
So hold on. Look closely here. So we have Palmas. He has the orb. He's right on the edge of the lava, which I feel like might have something to do with why this happened. But notice how usually if someone has the orb and they jump, and a defender jumps and blocks them, the character who has the orb drops to the ground, drops the orb, and they get stunned a little bit. Except usually that does not happen to saps because saps cannot jump. However, we see Palmas does a little blink there, but seems to get stuck a bit on the lava, but then he does it again, except he drops it, as you could see. He has a stun effect based on that little swirl he has around him. All of those things indicate that he jumped and got stopped mid-air as he jumped. But this is a sap. Saps don't jump. And as we can see, Lilac...
That second thing you're looking at there, second animation, that isn't a blink animation. That's the shield animation.
That's a shield animation. If someone jumps into a sap while they have the orb and are shielding, do they drop it like that?
Yeah.
No, he jumped.
Because Lilac does jump into you.
Yeah, Lilac jumps into me. But the same thing happens when any 2 other without the one with the orb. It would be the same with a sap shield.
Okay. Maybe it's not that out of the ordinary in that case. It just really looked like Failer was jumping over the lava and got blocked with a sap. Which was strange. But anyways, let us know if there is anything you guys would like us to do for the next one. Otherwise, we can always leave it up to the players to take whatever they want. That is also an option. Oh! Baylor says, give me the wheel.
What?
Wheel of misfortune!
Okay. I thought he meant like I'm driving. And I was like, what?
No, this is not a Carrie Underwood reference. Alright, same as last time. Why don't we load into the arena in that case? And then we'll start rolling one by one.
The fate shall take on the accusers. Welcome.
Alright. So it is
Who
the Spring of
shall
Jomir,
conduct the rites?
Lilacs
We got
Home Arena.
Messenger Imp again.
No, this is from last time.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
see what we get here. This time, fittingly enough, it's Dalbert. And he will have the Typhoon Bottle. Okay. Typhoon Bottle Dalbert is the first character
Your
for both
choice.
players.
I just told one of my friends about the mariachi
Dalbert.
earthquake, and all he said was "me every Christmas," and I don't know what he means by that.
Sounds like the mariachi earthquake has been touring your local area.
Perhaps.
Dalbert.
Alright, so there is Dalbert in the first spot for both players, and again, players are getting the same exile and the same talisman, though they can customize their masteries however they see fit. But as for the second character, it was very nearly Dalbert number 2, but no, it's the Vorfritter instead. And she will have the Astral Eye.
Alright.
Go on.
Astral Eye on Vorfrit.
Warfritter.
Exile.
Oh. Do we want to give... Oh, wait, no, that is... No, that's just from the talisman, right? For a second, I thought that was a hangover.
Yep.
Exile.
Alright, now for the last character for both players. It's Bertrude, so double crone,
Oh, nice.
and she will have the Webbed Lanthorner. Webbed Lanthorn, in case that wasn't clear. I'm fairly sure, at least.
You're fairly
Anytime.
sure.
I mean, can't ever be too sure about these kinds of things, but if I were to venture to guess, that's what I'd say. Hold on a second.
I thought that this was Web Lanthorn.
I mean, it does have thorn.
Bertrude.
It sounded similar.
Sounds
okay.
kind of similar. Okay. Now here we go, so both players with randomized teams, but they are the same team, at least Exile and Talisman-wise, as Phaler gets to start with a 15 damage plunge from Dulbert. Lilac seemingly was a little busy saluting with the Cur, which does not do anything, in case you were wondering. Meanwhile, Phaler scores with the Astral Eye Crone, and that meant quite a bit of damage. But Lilac breaks out the Crone salute here. So Phaler defenseless, but Lilac hesitated and very nearly ran out of time there. Does still manage to plunge for 38, though. So both players going with the big damage Crone scores. Phaler with Bertrude. Snakes through. That's 30 damage, and that means one more score would be all that Phaler needs here.
Snakes through.
There is Lilac breaking out a second Crone salute. However, Phaler banishes Lilac's attacker, regains the orb, and does 15 damage with this plunge. Remember, did not take the mastery for the extra Cur plunging damage, which we so often see, but on this occasion means Phaler fallen just a little bit short on that play. But one more score, surely all he would need, and here is his Crone salute. And so there is his winning score.
The accusers prevail.
GG.
Perhaps they do deserve their freedom.
Well played, you two.
Vorfritter.
The right is done.
Show Vorfrit some respect. Sure, she may be technically a failed murderer, but that's beside the point.
Until the next rite.
Semantics, details.
Alright, well, let us know if there is anything you guys would like to see for the next one. That was functionally a randomizer, at least for the players' exiles and talismans. But if we don't have anything in mind, then we could always just leave it up to the players to go with whatever they want. That is also an option.
I'm gonna say archetypes again.
Archetypes?
Mhm.
Are you backing that up with a request to lock it in, or is that theoretically just something you are volunteering?
Can we make an archetypes request?
What would it fall under? Would it just need to be its own category, I guess?
I thought we were just allowed to ask nicely for
I mean,
archetypes.
you as a player, you can volunteer to do this. I mean, you would presumably want Phaler to volunteer in kind so that it's the two of you doing it, but
Phaler, what would you like to do?
If there's no specific request category for it, then yeah.
okay.
Why not?
Let's do it then. Alright, so I'll roll first for Lilac here. See which one you have. Okay, Lilac, you have received your archetype.
I love the name that you gave it.
Don't give it away!
I won't, but I just saw that when I got the notification, I just saw that word out of the corner of my eye. And I was like, what? What is Lid sending me? Oh, it's the request.
Okay, Phaler, you have now received your archetype as well. Let me know via DM if either of you have any clarifying questions, but reminder that there is deliberately some room for your own interpretation here. Ah, okay. I was wondering what you were typing so emphatically into your keyboard. I should have known. Why don't we load in here, give you guys a little bit of time to strategize about how you want to approach this one.
The fate versus the accusers. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Alright, so Lilac, locks in Orlek in the first spot. Baylor goes Titan Tooth Tamitha. Well, I didn't check, but I take it neither of you had any questions.
No. This is one that I'm built for.
Did you say one that you're built for?
Yeah. I was born for this. I was made for this. All my life has been leading up to this moment.
Bertrude.
Prayer Beads Bertrude in the second spot for Lilac. Prayer Beads Udmilda in the case of Phaler, so some similarities there. And as a reminder, if you feel as though you've already more or less set yourself up for this archetype, you don't necessarily need to go all in with every single character. As Lilac gets a second demon in here, while Phaler goes for an Exploding Deluge. So here we go. A new set of archetypes for both players. And Phaler, with a nifty maneuver there, had Titan Tooth on the harp, then used the harp salute to swap into the crone, and while Lilac was still stunned, able to score, but here's Lilac breaking out the crone salute. So Phaler, defenseless. Well, this is just BM. Technically, if you waited long enough, it would be possible for Phaler to stop you, but eventually, Lilac does get the throw off, and now Phaler with a quick answer. Once again, the stun to set up the salute, and then prone plunge.
Now then.
Udmilda for Phaler. Finds an opportunity to plunge in here. And with Prayer Beads, she is back. Orlek has the Mooncrest trigger, so he's back quickly. Here he is. And the Mooncrest helped, but not quite enough to get him in there. Meanwhile, Phaler with a quick answer. I think that is once again, yeah. Prayer Beads plunge from Udmilda for Phaler. Here she is, as once again, Lilac is stunned. It's a combo that has been working quite well for Phaler thus far. And that time, similar setup, though I think it was a little bit different because Lilac won the initial orb race. Lilac with Orlek here, who got frozen, but it was mid boat magic. So still went flying a little bit, skating around the boat, even after the pause took place. But Phaler leaps in, and with that score, takes the win. GG.
And what a crushing victory it was.
Well played, you two.
The rite is ended.
If you would like to share your archetypes, you are welcome to do so.
So I had disruption,
Until the
make it
stars
difficult for your opponent to
align.
score by disrupting the pace/flow of
You
and the
certain-
word stun.
You certainly achieved that. And I got Ball Hogs. Use characters that want to carry the orb for a long time/distance.
Well done, you two. Those were their randomly rolled archetypes. Let us know if there is anything we'd like to see for the next one, or if there's anyone else who'd like to get in on the action.
I was gonna ask, does anyone else want to get in? I am still good to stay, but I'm just curious.
don't think I've seen anyone. Okay, Honor does say she'd like to get in at some point. I don't think I've seen anyone else saying that. Let us know if there is anyone, and then we can figure out if it makes sense for us to just swap in Honor, or if we might be looking at a double switch. At the moment, it may just be Honor, in which case...
Would anyone else like to play? Anybody at all?
Doesn't seem like it right now.
I was saying that because I suddenly noticed that a couple more people started watching, so I was like, oh, we should ask them as well. The second that they click on the stream, do you want to play?
Get in right now! Get over here! Well, I suppose, at the very least, we should be able to do at least one more here between Lilac and Phaler, and then we may look to get Honor in, and potentially another person, if there is anyone else who would also like to jump in soon. And Lilac and Phaler are... I think you just said, Lilac, you are potentially good to stick around, but Phaler, how are you doing schedule-wise? Are you good to stick around as well, or do you need to swap out soon?
Stick, yeah. I'm good as long as you want me.
Okay. Well, we may need a sacrificial lamb to make room for Honor at some point, but if there is anything we'd like to see between these two, then let us know, as we may break up this matchup fairly soon.
A sacrificial what now, Lids?
Lamb.
I probably shouldn't have put my emphasis on the word lamb and rather the word sacrificial.
Yeah, Lilac, we're gonna dispense with you down to the diner.
What?
You will be sent down the river Sclorian, or will come in and take your place.
Dang.
In your real life as well, Honor will
What?
your location.
The downside is real?
What, you didn't know?
Your life.
No, I wasn't aware, actually. I should have been.
Alright, well, either
yeah,
way...
the mouth of the river Sclorian is Chicago. It's right over. You can. It's on their metro. You can. It's just another. There's stop. You'll be escorted there by a couple of cops and flushed away. And that's how it's done.
Man.
This is America.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's even better coming from someone who's not American. Well, let's get started.
Wait, which one of you is not American?
Me, I'm Canadian.
Ah. Nice.
Although I did live in America, but I have moved back since then.
Good for you.
Welcome.
Alright, well, we do not have any requests for this one, so this one is all up to you two to take whatever you'd like. And it is Orlek as the lead for Lilac. But Lids, Canada is part of North America. Look.
Not anymore.
No, it still is.
Oh. Dang it.
Not anymore.
We can fix that.
We sawed a line down the whole continent. The 14th parallel.
Exactly.
No, it's just this.
Now we're drifting over.
Yeah, continental drift has accelerated. Just one of those things that sometimes I feel like I hear people say where, like, oh, America is a continent, not a country. Well, for anyone who lives in North America, or South America for that matter, if you say the word America, and just America, you are 99 times out of 100 referring to the United States of America, the USA. And if you are referring to North America or South America, you will say North America or South America. People don't really just say America when they're referring to the entire continent.
Or you can say the America.
The Americas, right. That's a second demon there for Lilac.
Should I do the scum counter pick?
Up to you.
Yeah.
The one that Murph discovered?
Oh, true! Have we had any Murph sightings today yet? He did make a pretty groundbreaking discovery last week. One that I don't think either player has recreated yet. In case you missed it, it was quite interesting and potentially quite significant, but we'll have to see if it stands the test of time or if it was just a 1 week type of thing.
In goes the orb.
Down goes Orlek. Phaler sneaks through with his worm and then gets a 15 damage throw in. Though Lilac did take a bunch of extra starting Pyre life. That worm throw had just enough on it to make it in for 8. Down goes Orlek once more. Phaler this time gets the full 15 again by his worm. Orlek. Speaking of sacrificial lambs, as Phaler this time plunges for 15 with his worm, but that means he is wormless here. And now Lilac uses the Crone Salute. So Phaler defenseless, although nearly got a defender back just in time to stop that. Lilac does still manage to plunge for 30. But as it was a plunge, means that now Lilac is without the Crone. Just Jody back defensively at the moment. And so Phaler able to sneak past her and plunge in for 20 with his harp. And as Zoxiana did have prayer beads, she is back in this round, though it's the worm who's on the attack this time, but Deluge's throw comes up a little bit short. Lilac, little hesitation move, and then little slither. Not sneaky enough, though. Jody knocks back one defender. And unable to elude the second. Zoxiana pushes her way in for 20 damage. Orlek that time does sidestep the cast. Banishes one defender, gets the orb back, but banished by the other defender. Zoxiana stopped, then switches in and sacrifices Deluge. Lilac loses Bertrude alongside Jody, but Jody comes back quickly, only to be banished and then return quickly once again. Phaler's throw, oh, ever so close, but not quite enough on that. Double banishment as Phaler sacrifices Raji and then gets rid of the last of Lilac's characters. So opportunity for Phaler to throw this one in with his harp.
From afar into the Pyre's flame. The accuser seemed
That means this might be a 2-score game, roughly, for either player, and after that plunge from Lilac, means now 1 score. Maybe all that is needed. No Orlek after he plunged. Here's Jody, she goes down, only to come back quickly. one demon against the entirety of Phaler's team, and Phaler able to sidestep Jody, and now it's a one-score game for either player.
Accuser shall prevail at this rate.
Phaler may need to be a little bit picky when it comes to who is the one scoring, but it is possible for either player to finish it with one go, and that was nearly it, as Zoxiana was just slightly off the mark there. Deluge, though, the one character who would likely come up a bit short, don't know if Raji has the extra damage, may be the case for him as well. Lilac back and forth with Bertrude, but Bertrude does go down. Now up to Jody, but she's banished. Orlek returns, but he's banished. Not sure that Phaler wanted to go through the portal that time. He did this time, though, but he's blocked. Banishes one defender. Jody goes down as well. Lilac defenseless, except that Jody does make a quick return. She tries to hopscotch her way through, but not enough to stop Phaler from getting the block. Zoxiana flies in for the win.
The accusers prevail.
GG.
GG's.
Somehow managed to scrape by despite their adversaries' efforts.
Well played, you two.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
All right. Now let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
And last call if there is anyone who would like to swap out, as I think we may be looking to get a Nor in here. And it's a question of, is it just a Nor? Or are we doing a double swap? But it does seem...
Who wishes to sacrifice themselves?
It does seem like it's just a Nor who's gonna come in here. So, yeah, do either of you mind swapping out to make room for a Nor?
Baylor, what do you think?
I'm good to stay or swap.
And I'm good to stay or swap.
We're gonna turn this into a coin flip? Nor says, may I? What if, hold on. What if we do a match and whoever wins gets to stay on? And maybe we'll do a customize off? Just to add a little bit of extra chaos to it. We could do customize off or we could do archetypes, something.
Wait, but who does a Nor want to play against?
I'm kind of deliberately not looking for a Nor to answer that, because I feel like that gets a little not nice.
Okay.
Let's not play favorites. So let's instead, we'll fight it out instead.
Alright.
Do we want to do a customize off? Do we want to do an archetypes? Do we want to just have you pick whatever you want?
I can customize off.
Customize
Yeah,
off?
that's fine. It's off.
That works for you too? Alright. Let's do it then. So whoever wins this match will stay to face a Nor. Whoever loses this match will be replaced by a Nor. Those are the stakes. Prepare yourself. Let's see what the scribes will this time round. It's the Glade of Lu, and for Lilac, it's an imp, a worm, and a savage. For Phaler, it's a demon, a crone, and a cur. That demon is Orlek for Phaler, which could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on what the setup is. Of course, we don't know any of that yet. As Phaler goes the throwing route, it's one off what we assume to be Orlek's maximum of 25 damage. Lilac has infinite stamina on the stowaway. We know that much. Lilac with Deluge. He's banished, though. And some very quick respawning on Lilac's side. We now know that much. Webbed Lanthorn, though, was that for Phaler or was that on Lilac's end? That would partially explain why Lilac had what almost looked like Infiniworms for a second there.
We're going down, Taylor.
A lot of valiant returns. Not that time. Though it does buy enough time for Messenger Imp, though that's not enough to stop Orlek here from plunging in for Phaler. But it does mean Orlek is now gone in this round. He does not have prayer beads. Stowaway blocks. Phaler retrieves and gets it to his crone, setting up a 30 damage plunge there, and that means one score might be all that Phaler needs here. Of course, we don't know all the details. There is a chance that Lilac has the RITE Light Talisman for some rekindling. We may be about to find out, because Phaler just needs one more score, and there it is.
Well,
The accusers prevail.
GG's.
They overwhelmed their adversaries
guess I lost
utterly.
this round.
The ceremony is complete.
See you, partner.
Well played, Lilac.
See you later, Space Cowboy.
Thank you.
Until the stars
Farewell.
align.
GG's, farewell.
Catch you later, Lilac. All right. And that means we should now be able to get Anor in here. And then, as soon as Lilac is out, immediately goes, pick a number, any number. Except, not any number, because there are some numbers that are not allowed. Anor invite should be on its way, and Anor says 14. Phaler, you could also switch back to the Fate if you would like, or you could obviously stay as the Accusers if you prefer. Oh no, Anor. I'm afraid that's the wrong number. It seems like every number is the wrong number. Oh no. Now I think we might see why. Lilac says, compile the worst team possible gameplay-wise. You must also factor in the arena. So, who would work worst on the given arena? Then Lilac's like, alright, my job here is done. No worries, Nor. Oh, wait. Okay. Try doing this one more time. Wait, what? Okay. Hopefully this invite works better. Oh, okay. No worries. Just what with the Steam remote play intricacies that we've been running into these past few weeks, I was nervous for a second there. But it looks like we have an ore back in now. And if one of you guys could just confirm who's player 1 and who is player 2?
Yep, that'll be me on player 1.
Oh, okay. Is this Phaler or is this Anor setting up Anor's team? Okay. I feel like I'm getting some mixed messages here. Okay. So are these the ones we're locking in here? Accusers for Phaler and Nightwings for Anor?
Yeah.
Okay. Phaler moving over to player 1. Anor is now player 2. And then a little bit of this. Take that away, and then a little bit of that. Okay. So let us know if there is anything we'd like to see for this. Oh, well, we do have the... Right. Right. We do have that Lilac request for the players to compile the worst possible teams, including factoring in who is worst for whatever arena we get here. So that's, you know, a great way to warm up for Anor, as this will be her first match of the day. Phaler's already primed and ready to go.
The accusers shall take on the Nightwings.
Well, maybe.
Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites.
maybe the Ridge of Gold is a good thing, what with it being a fairly neutral arena. It's not like there are any obviously horrible characters or setups for this arena.
Rookie.
So Valor goes Rookie and takes a talisman that we, well, understandably, tend not to see anyone take. One that reduces your opponent's Pyre life by 10 at the beginning of the match. Yeah, I mean, those are kind of two different questions. Who is objectively the worst team in this arena? And who are the characters / setups that you are personally worst with? Because those could be different.
It's just straight up bad choices.
Go.
Like if you're taking, for example, a demon, and you have like, I don't know, and you take the talisman 30 instead of the mastery that gives you plus 35 fire HP. Take the mastery that gives you plus 4 presence instead of the talisman that gives you plus 8. You can literally just make a worse character than, like, numerically. You other.
Yeah, there are some setups that are just so suboptimal that it doesn't really matter how good you are with a given character. It's just worse.
Well, cursed talisman. Yeah.
Tay.
Here.
It's okay, Anor.
Exile.
Those of you who think I always play Imp and Imp is good, Imp without elusive nature is wretched. Same with Grapple.
There's all right side Imp setup there from Valor. When I saw you first mouse over to an Imp, I was a little surprised. Statistically speaking, I still think maybe not quite as much so as they were once upon a time, but probably still one of, if not the most popular class. There was a time when that was factually true. Objectively speaking, they were the most popular. But it's been a while since we made any sort of attempt to calculate those things. Yeah, and then also you said that and then didn't end up taking a worm. But here he is, it's Gilman. You could take, this is a little bit of a, maybe a bit of a cheap answer, but I think Valor, you had a character who has the hangover effect. Obviously, in that case, that's objectively inferior to a character of the same class who does not have a hangover. Probably shouldn't be that surprised to see a fair number of cursed talismans. There are some ways to make some of the cursed talismans half decent, but obviously if you are not going in one of those directions and you're just throwing it on a character without much planning around it, then they can be quite bad, or they could be horrible.
Rookie.
So here we go. Both players taking what they think are the worst possible setups, and there's Black Hoof on the stowaway for an orb, preventing the stowaway from picking up the orb, and that is certainly very unfortunate for her, but Anor does manage to plunge in here with the Cur for 20 damage, and looks like that is a full right side Cur, so the built-in prayer beads, which is nice when you plunge, but it does come at a pretty significant cost, because you have to sacrifice all the mobility that comes with going with left side masteries on the Cur tree. Cost that most players are not willing to pay. as Phaler now plunges with his Cur. Same story there. It means if you truly went 100% right side, you don't get the speed from Lightning Run, and you only have your single jump. So much of the Cur value comes from using the 2 or even 3 jumps. Without that, offensively at least, it becomes a lot more challenging to use your Curs. But it is the Curs, primarily, who are scoring here. What's up, Ansa? We are currently seeing a match between Phaler and Anor, and both players are using what they think are the worst possible teams. So, characters and classes that the players are not very accustomed to using. Some unconventional, suboptimal masteries. And a lot of cursed talismans alongside other talismans that are very rarely seen. There were some similar selections, both players taking a right-sided Cur. Anor said she's not a fan of using the worm, so we see her take one. Phaler opted to go in a different direction. He said full right-side imps are overrated, I guess you would say. Which means that's why he took them here. They're worse than people realize. Not sure overrated is really the word I would use to describe that. But you get the idea. More cursed talismans, Phaler unable to cast, and Anor unable to pick up the orb. Such is the nature of this match. There is Anor with a worm throw, that one good for 14. You know, gummy worms and pizza. Please don't tell me you're putting the gummy worms on the pizza. I've heard many different people using many different combinations of pizza toppings. Gummy worms would be a first. Okay. Alright. And it is Phaler who plunges in here, taking the victory and ending the players' collective misery.
GG's.
GG.
Maybe in this match the Imp was still too good.
Well, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
And one of those matches where I guess you could argue, as Phaler sort of alluded to there, Phaler won, but he was supposed to take the worst possible team. So, was his team not bad enough? Who knows? Alright, Anor says, why not go the archetype route? In which case, we can start rolling those. I'll go Phaler first, and then Anor. Get the number generator out here. Okay, Phaler. You're getting this one. And then Anor, you are going to get this one. 1 second. Okay. Let me know if you guys have any clarifying questions for your archetypes. Otherwise, if not, probably makes sense for us to load in to the map here to give you a better sense of what the exact parameters of this match will be. Oh, I heard the water, and it is the boat.
Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
So the players have their direction, they have their archetypes. Hold on, let me see. There's a chance someone had a question. Looks like you're both good. It's a boat, right? Break out the log, champs.
Exile.
As Phaler goes with Gareth in the first spot, so both players have their assigned archetypes. Of course, I sent those in DM, so they are the only ones who know what their setup is supposed to be, or at least what direction they've been given. Their opponent does not know. There is certainly some room for them to interpret those archetypes however they see fit. Is that Bright Wisp on both of the leaping savages? I think so. So quite similar for both players, at least with the lead exile. Phaler goes Speedy Ignarius in the second spot. Speedy Demon on the boat, let's go. Explosive Gilman, second choice for an ore. Reminder, as I often say, as you're taking your third exile for both players, don't necessarily need to go all in on your archetype. You obviously can if you'd like, and it should be a focal point for your team, but don't necessarily need to do any and every possible thing. As Anor goes Leeching Worm, that's 2 worms, and we did hear Anor saying, just in the previous match, she's not the biggest fan of the worms. So interesting to see. She did nonetheless choose to go that route this time round. And she is the one getting us started. That's a 9 damage worm throw. Was that both characters, both players teleporting to the orb with their savages, both of which got banished, and one of which had the Bright Wisp activated was Phaler's Gareth, who ended up automatically passing the orb back to a teammate. Stunning Claim slows Phaler down, or slows everyone down except for Anor's Stowaway. There's the Bright Wisp for Anor. And it's a little pseudo Infinite Worms, not the full thing, but still a lot of infinite stamina going on here. And eventually, the pressure breaks through Phaler's defense, and Anor is able to get an uncontested 20 damage throw from the Stowaway. Ignarius for Phaler. Finger guns his way in for a 30 damage plunge. Now he's gone in this round, so a little bit more room for Anor to maneuver. It's the Stowaway. Bright Wisp activates as she goes down, so it's back to Anor's worms. Stowaway returns. She passes back to Lady River, who passes back to Gilman, who passes back to Lady River. And then the Stowaway activates Bright Wisp, passing back to the other worm, and eventually, Anor once again finds a way through. Gilman. Stunning Claim. Maybe a little bit early, but does give some time for the Stowaway to be the only one able to move, though gave Phaler just enough time to make a recovery. But on this attempt, Anor does make it through, this time for a 15 damage worm plunge. It means no Gilman in this round, though, and the Stowaway's been banished. That leaves only Lady River back defensively, and that's not enough to stop Ignarius. How dare you, Lilac. You're a monster! And Phaler, able to... Oh, he was flying, which blocked the stunning claim, which is sort of a thing. I believe that is what just happened. And it means one score is potentially all that Phaler needs here. Would need to come from Ignarius. But Honor's the one in possession and the one who just keeps on going full speed ahead. This time with the Stowaway plunging for 20 damage. Here is Iggy. He stopped this time. Honor gets it back. Phaler still has Gareth there. Oh, but the stunning claim slows everyone down. And Phaler walks it in. Now that's not enough damage in and of itself, but it now means just about anything would do for Phaler. He does not have Gareth in this round, though. So that means more room for Honor, who throws this one in and has Leech. That gets Honor back up to 20 Pyre life. That is still possible, though, for Phaler to finish this with one score from most of his exiles, no less. Only thing that would not do the trick would be a partial damage throw. See if Honor tries to force the issue with the Leeching Worm once again. And there it is. It's 8 damage, but probably more importantly, it's 10 more Leech, and now we are back to where Ignarius is the only one who would have enough damage for Phaler. Here he is, though. Back with the orb, and with the winning plunge.
The accusers prevail.
GG.
A rite conducted with aplomb.
Well played, you two.
GG's.
The rite is ended.
All right. Well, you are welcome to share your archetypes, if you would like.
Until the stars align.
I remember
So
Phaler's.
I had this time ball hogs use characters that want to carry the orb for a long time. The demon goes a long distance on the boat, the harp, and the teleporting savage to make sure that they can both to do a cross map run.
Oh, okay. I forgot what I rolled for Honor. Honor says possession. Control the flow of the game by maximizing possession of the orb. That's why Honor went with the pseudo-Infiniworms setup. So I forgot what you rolled, Honor, and then I was like, oh, that is strange that Honor voluntarily took 2 worms. Meanwhile, though, Lilac has been cooking. Ansa gave a number from the list, and Lilac says that is going to give us all savages, all must have sudden grasp, oh no, and all must have speed-enhancing talismans of any kind, but the higher the speed, the better. The boat is the arena. Seeing a lot of boat today. This one obviously via request, but several random boats to go alongside those. So it's all savages, all sudden grasp, all talismans that enhance speed. Was it this previous match or the match before that? It was this match, or the previous match in which we saw both players, at least with the lead, have savages with the sudden grasp, right? So we got a little bit of a preview. Now we're just going all in on that this time round.
The accusers shall now face the true Nightwings. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
So we're looking for speed enhancement. There are 2 straightforward choices. Once you start getting to the third choice, it gets a little bit trickier. That may mean that it makes sense for the players to break out the rings. That's what Phaler took in the first spot. It's also what we see Honor take here. Of course, the rings, they give a +2 quickness, which is not a huge amount, but they do also give the infinite stamina at the start of the round, which is probably the main reason why the players are taking them here. but it's not as much in terms of straight up speed as you would get from, say, a Tailwind Crest. But both players take both rings. And Phaler does go Tailwind Crest with Gareth. What's this all about? As does Anor. His raiment colors were very, oh no, for a second they looked like they were the true Nightwing raiment colors, but very much not the case here after all. He got the angelic raiments, as you can see.
Did that one throw it in?
Rightfully so, perhaps.
Pyre on each side burns just as true.
And something we probably would have expected to see is both players spamming the salute button to teleport to the orb, and if they do that simultaneously, then it does mean they will likely banish each other in the process. And it happened 3 times in a row at the start of that round. It turns into this reverse psychology, game theory-like situation where both players might start thinking about, oh, maybe I delay my salute by a split second, and then that way I won't get my character banished. But what if my opponent is also about to do that, and who knows where it ends. But this time it's Phaler, plunging in for 20.
Neither triumvirate is closer than the other. Beauteous.
There's a Gareth plunge for Anor.
Best not given to pride just yet, true Nightwings.
Stowaway. Blocked.
Into the adversary.
But has it back. So Phaler able to plunge there.
The two triumvirates are neck and neck.
Again, you can see both players. You can just imagine them both thinking, okay, when exactly do I press the salute button?
End the ceremony.
Mixing it up slightly from one case to the next. Otherwise, running the risk of something like this happening where either they lose everyone or nearly everyone, and well, with that score,
True Nightwings.
Anor takes the win.
Their pyre burns, whilst that of their adversaries is but ash.
Well played, you two.
The rite is complete.
GG. Alright, well let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
It was True Nightwings. Okay, that's why. Sneaky. Did you change it just for this one, or did you do it earlier? Just for this one? Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Well, let us know if there is anything we'd like to see for the next one. Sticking with True Nightwings? Okay. That works. Lilac is turning Customize off. So back to randomized Exiles, Masteries, and Talismans here. That means most of the stuffs are locked in, but we could do an arena, we could do a song if either of those are of interest. Anor says Dread Design ought to be the song. Alright, anything else? Seeing nothing, let's get started.
The accuser.
And that's a book. And for Phaler, it's a Cur, a Crone, and a Savage. For Anor, that is a Demon, a Crone, and an Imp. And it is Phaler getting us started. This time, There's 20 damage on the Cur. I guess didn't see... Well, we know it's not built-in prayer bead, so it's not full right side. It's not the same as what we saw both players taking with their worst possible team setups. As Phaler then plunged with Vorfrit, the Crone, for 30 damage, and Anor answering with a 30 damage Crone plunge of her own.
The accuser's adversaries gained an edge.
When Anor has the Imp Salute, she switched to Imp form, or rather Howler form, briefly, while Phaler was controlling a Crone. So for a second I thought that was Phaler using the Crone Salute, but it was not. But it is Phaler throwing this one in for 20. Dalbert, or rather Rookie, quick, but still blocked. With Milda. Oh, that looked a little bit like Anor was checking for the Crone Salute, but my eyes may have been playing tricks on me. Mooncrest, we saw, was the talisman, I think, for Phaler's Savage, but also got the throw off for 19, so didn't have to worry about the Stowaway coming back from banishment more quickly. Wasn't a factor there. But it is potentially useful information going forward, as now Phaler throws this one in for 7 with Rookie. And that's at least 2, possibly 3 jumps. So it does seem like what would, by most accounts, be the preferred mastery setup for many people on their Curs. Phaler does check for the Salute on his Crone, but did not have it. 1 score, likely all that Phaler would need here. Oh, as Anor just barely misses with the Crone, and not the most precise of movements with them, as she slid around but couldn't quite turn in quickly enough to get a score there. But on attempt number 2, she gets the job done. But no prayer bead, so she's without her Crone, and that means Phaler is able to sneak in for the winning plunge.
And such a well-conducted victory it was.
GG.
The rite is done.
Well played, you two. Alright, well, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
And let us know if there is anything we'd like to see for the next one, otherwise we'll set ourselves back to our defaults here. And did I see... Ansa, were you saying you were interested in getting in at some point, or did I make that up? Thought I might have seen Ansa saying that at one point. Think so. Okay, we have had Lilac in already, so if we do have other people who have not yet played today, would definitely give preference to them just so we can get the chance to get people in. But we could potentially do a double swap. I know we only got you in somewhat recently, Anor, so don't want to shortchange you, but if you're up for it, we could go that route. I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. Just need to train your Pokemans. Alright. Well, at the very least, we should be able to get one more here between Phaler and Anor, and then maybe we'll do a double swap for Ansa and Lilac after that, if that works for you guys. Celestial Spike is like a Pokeball. I can see it. I can see it. Yeah. Throw it at someone and they suddenly vanish. But they come back later. Don't worry. They only faint. They only faint. They're not dead, okay? Don't worry. It's PG. Not for your team, though. Imagine that if you actually captured your opponent's characters when you banished them. Alright, well, Why don't we get this one started then? Get in the orb! That's true! Oh my god, I hiccuped. Oh gosh, excuse me. I was so shocked, I had a huge hiccup. Oh, but yes, Snadra was captured in the orb, which is totally the Master Ball. Without a doubt. Okay, well let's do this one at the Follisolium between, and she's obviously a ghost type. Follisolium between Phaler and Anor, and then we may look to do a double swap after that to get Ansa and Lilac in, if that works for everyone. Very normal for Lilac? Or for, the Stowaway. For Snadra, I mean, it has to be good. Everyone in the Beyonder Crystal has to be a ghost type, right? All the Beyonders.
The true Nightwings. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Be like, everyone in the Beyonder Crystal has to be a ghost type, and then, I mean, it's hard for anyone else. It's hard not to just say normal type. I mean, you could probably make a case for the worms being water types. Obviously, Pyre is a fire, so you could potentially make a case for any of a number of people to be fire types. The saps, you could probably say, are grass types. Okay, you know what? The harps could be flying types. I guess there's a fair bit of type variety after all. At least a bit. But, when it comes to the standard nomads, your headwinds and your lendals, possibly your curves, maybe even your demons, are they all normal type?
Exile.
They might be. I don't know, Ignarius gives me some Hariyama vibes, if you get what I'm saying. Got those big hands for the finger guns.
Volfred.
Think Stowaway would be a Whimsicott? the hair does make her look a bit like a Whimsicott. I could see that. No, I don't think anyone would be a Dragonite. I don't think there are any. Well, technically, the closest thing to a Dragonite would be the worms. Because it is spelled worm with a Y, which means they are technically draconic.
Decide.
And Dragonite may not be similarly shaped to the worms, but its pre-evolutions certainly are. Dratini looks rather worm-like. So it could be that the worms are water or even water dragon. Anyways, we interrupt this conversation about Pokemon to play some multiplayer Pyre. As here is, well, then of course, Phaler uses a character with what may not be Celestial Spike, but it is the talisman that has the same effect. And that was the thing that started this conversation in the first place, so making it a little bit hard to drop the conversation in that case. But here is Phaler with Raji. Now the Stowaway. There's banishing throws. Gets rid of one of the defenders, but Anor still able to scoop it back up. The Numbing Gust activates here once all of Anora's exiles are gone. Taylor, though, still able to get the orb first and throw this one in quickly for 13. That Bright Wisp helping Taylor out when Almer goes down, passing the orb back to the Stowaway on this occasion and setting her up for a 17 damage throw.
Now then.
Ametha. Blocked here. Vanished, really. She just fainted, okay? She'll come back, don't worry. She's back from the Pokemon Center. She's oh, well. Not anymore. Nor with Pamitha. Now Stowaway for Phaler. Nor waiting to use that exploding sapling, while Phaler waiting to use that banishing throw.
That was the last of them.
Once again, the Numbing Gust activates, but Phaler close enough to the Pyre when it triggers that he can still walk that one in. Willing to sacrifice the Stowaway here with a plunge, as she does not have prayer beads, so she is now gone in this round. But a trade Phaler was willing to make, as it does now mean a little bit more opportunity for Anor, as Phaler was defenseless for a few seconds. Now it's Palmas moving in and has the throw charged up, but instead opts to go a little bit closer and then throw it. It does land for the full 25. Ooh, this time, Phaler going the direct route, plunging in for 20 with Almer. Now he's gone for good in this round. Afraid Phaler ran out of revives. Or tries to move in there with Volfred, but he is banished. Now it's Pamitha's turn. And she'll plunge. That's good for 20.
Now to the flame. Oof.
Well defended by Anor. Banishes both of Phaler's savages. Now Anor's turn to launch an attack, this time with Volfred. Tries to shield off, but Phaler still able to get the banishment. Still away for Phaler. And Anor able to slow Phaler down, but Phaler does still get what he's looking for. As he scores with the Stowaway, and one score, potentially all that Phaler needs here, except with 2 saps, Anor surely has a fair bit of rekindling to work with. And here is the second life bar. It is 50. And that means we are just about tied between these two. Phaler, though, trying to change that math, but loses the Stowaway. Pamitha. Switches into... Excuse me? Was that sap not facing opposite the Pyre when he threw that in? Or was that just me? There's a more typical sap throw. Did the sap fly again? No, it seemingly threw the orb backwards and in. I might need to see a replay on that one. Anor now with Palmas, waiting for some reinforcements. Here they come in the form of Pamitha, but now she's by herself. In she goes for 20 damage, and that means 1 score potentially all that Anor would need, and unlike Anor, I don't think Phaler has any rekindling. It is Phaler who scores next. Anor, now with Pamitha, blocked and banished. Phaler with the Stowaway. Banishes 1, but Anor scoops it back up with Pamitha. Pamitha switches into Volfred. Tried to blink straight in, but I think Phaler anticipated that that might happen and had it covered. Instead, it's now Phaler trying to throw, banishes one of the defenders, but Anor still able to recover with Pamitha, but she's banished. Numbing Gust active, but is Phaler quick enough to still score here? He is. And now I believe that means we have a sudden death match. One score from either player almost surely would do the trick. It's Phaler now. Ulmer thwarted, albeit maybe just temporarily, as Phaler still has it now with Raji. But Anor getting aggressive here with the defense, trying to win the orb back close to Phaler's Pyre, but that means Phaler with an opportunity to counter quickly. Ulmer does get rid of the last defender, has to navigate around those saplings, but that buys enough time for Pamitha to make a return. Now Phaler needs to start again. Back with Ulmer. Phaler, of course, does not have the stowaway in this critical round. Will that prove to be the difference maker as he tries to make it work with just Ulmer? But down he goes. He does automatically pass it back to Raji. Does make it a little bit safer for Phaler to push aggressively with Ulmer. In case he does go down, at least it makes it a little harder for Anor to quickly counter, as Anor gets what looks to be a slightly out of position interception there. She was behind the Pyre, but it did still prove to be enough, as Phaler nearly able to thread the needle, as Anor was defenseless there, but the double saplings have already paid off for Anor on a couple of occasions now. It is Anor moving in, and not quite enough time for that sap throw, though. Back with Phaler. Who will it be to get the deciding score to break this deadlock? Phaler waiting for Ulmer to make his return. He is now back. Makes a jump. Gets blocked and knocked away. Phaler still recovers it, though. Ulmer has returned, but he's banished. That means Phaler defenseless, at least until Raji makes his return. This is a large arena. Takes a lot of time to cover the ground from one Pyre to the other. That may be helping Phaler in particular, as he has more mobile characters than Anor, as he seemingly jumps through the Pyre there, but it does not register. It did not count. Now Phaler, though, with a dangerous portal as well, but Anor in possession. And it's just Ulmer back defensively. That's not his strength, and it is Anor plunging in with Pamitha to take the win. GG.
They would not. The rite is done.
Well played, you two. Alright, well, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
Quite the back and forth indeed. That last round, pretty tense. Well played. And I think we were talking about potentially getting Ansa in here. If that still works for you, Ansa, and if that still works for Phaler / Anor, we were potentially about to do a double swap. Ansa and Lilac, if that is all right. Oh yeah, what was the result of the Pokemon match in that case? It was Pamitha, so it was the flying type that got the win? I don't know. Anyways. So, if we are looking for the double swap, flying... I can't remember who you scored on. It was a Savage, right? I think it was a Savage. I don't know if we figured out what type the Savages were. So, flying type against whatever the Savages were was super effective, apparently. Alright, so I know we're looking to get Ansa. Are you still normal? You'd think? Probably. Unless you were getting creative with it. Fairy ghost for Snadra. You could definitely make that case, but why is the stowaway a ghost? That seems odd to me, unless the stowaway has a secret. Alright. Stowaway invokes Pachirisu vibes for me. I think I know what that is. Yes. That's a sort of Pikachu clone, right?
It's the squirrel one?
I guess?
I'm very curious.
Yeah, the squirrel one. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I think I can see it, maybe.
Okay. Invites should be on the way here.
Hello there.
Hello.
Okay, why do you say the stowaway gives you Pachirisu vibes?
Yeah, I don't know what the reason for these vibes are, though. That's true. I don't know the Pachirisu lore. Other than... Yeah, no, I don't know. IDK. I could see the, what was it that Lilac was saying before?
Whimsicott?
Whimsicott? Because there's a similar sort of hairstyle. So I could see that one.
And also whimsical.
Okay.
See, I was just saying ghost because I was just thinking wispy looking.
But what about Pachirisu?
Seems very light-hearted and friendly.
Maybe.
I feel like you could say that about a lot of Pokemon, though.
Yeah.
I feel like that's definitely not
I guess
something that is specific to just one
the
Pokemon.
Stowaway is more squirrely than I didn't not. Alright. Let's get some balls shot.
Yes, let's do that. Awesome.
I had a beginning and not an ending.
I believe the phrase you were looking for was Pokeball, go!
Precisely.
Let's go expand the Pokeballs? I don't know. Don't ask me to try and come up with anything clever right now.
Okay.
Alright. Well, let us know if there's anything we would like to see between Lilac and Onsa. Lilac we did have in earlier, so Lilac's all warmed up, but this will be Onsa's first match of the day. Or whatever that's
I
worth.
haven't played in a hot minute, so
I'm choosing Mercy. Also I have a question specifically for Onsa.
Do you want to be the very best like no one ever was?
Well, that obviously.
yes.
This one is purely vibes based, so I'm mostly just asking, like, what do you think of this? What do you think of the stowaway as a Dragonite?
Not quite. It's a little too regal for her, I feel like. Because she is many things, but I don't think regal would be really the way that she'd express herself.
I don't know, like, I didn't interpret it as regal, just like, it looks very sweet and friendly to me.
That's fair.
Dragonite does.
But Dragonite doesn't quite. Not Dratini. I could see her as Dratini.
Maybe.
Alright, are we gonna do a little warm-up round?
It looks like this one's gonna be up to the two of you to take whatever you want. So a little bit of a warm-up, yeah.
Alright.
Alright, Matthew McConaughey. To be fair, you did miss one of the all-rights. It wasn't quite the same thing.
Shall confront the Beyonders.
When I worked at Spirit Halloween as a manager,
What type is Matthew McConaughey? No, he's a real person. Let's not do that.
The rights.
He's a normal type. He's just a human.
have
Keep me
no
tight.
control.
You should now have controls.
Oh
Thank
boy.
you. Thank you,
Or
Matthew,
like
for
that.
honoring me.
Excuse me?
I said thank you, Lids.
That's not what I heard.
Maybe you need to get
I
your ears
also have
checked.
no inputs.
Uh-oh.
That's
They
not
won't
great.
Start and stop.
Yeah, want to try, if you can unplug, replug your controller, that's usually the first go-to strategy.
Okay.
Any luck?
Are you seeing the cursor move around? Because it's just hold back to control remote
Was that you
session
who
and-
paused a minute ago?
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, what I'm gonna do... I think it's just being difficult in this setup screen right here, but once the match actually starts, you might be fine. So I just gave you keyboard mouse controls. So if you want to just
Okay.
select your team with keyboard mouse, I think you might be fine once the match actually starts in full. Sometimes it does that.
Bright Wisp is quite useful.
It's been interesting to see how much attention it's been getting as of late. There was a time when very few people took it, and by very few people I mean there was one person who took it and no one else even knew what it did, seemingly.
Wild.
But it's certainly spiking in popularity. It'll be interesting to see if this is just a fad or if it's here to stay.
Its way into the meta. Ooh, vengeful battle.
Exploding birds.
Exploding birds indeed, that's funny. Just, just going to also do vengeful battle.
Tamitha used
Tamitha.
self-destruct.
Tay.
It is all birds here for Ansa. Triple harp,
Begin.
Lilac with a demon harp savage combination, and it is the demon getting us started. That's Orlek launching for 25.
Wait, Ansa, what did you say?
That's not what I want to do.
Stowaway
Tay
finds way through here.
I'll take you out.
Oh,
Orlek playing hopscotch.
By the way, the gummy worms on pizza was actually pretty good.
I'm just gonna pretend I didn't hear you say that.
yes.
What did you say, Ansa?
So carbs on carbs.
Hey, sort of.
Oh, the... Okay, I see what I'm doing wrong.
Stowaway here for Lilac.
From burning
It'll leap past the harps. Down goes Orlek. One harp against three. Make it two. Make it a 1v1, except now Ansa gets some reinforcements, but it is Lilac nonetheless. Plunging in here. That means one score, potentially all that Lilac needs here, as Orlek did an interesting maneuver there as he was jumping.
What was that maneuver exactly?
It was like a triple stutter step, except he was flying as he did it.
The orb is up.
The Orlac shuffle.
in air. It'd be one thing on the ground, but somehow...
Orlac air shuffle.
Yeah. In a physics-defying display.
That's Orlac for you.
That is Orlac for you. And there's Lilac for you. Taking the win here against Ansa. GG. Well played, you two.
The ceremony is complete.
Alright, let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
That one was all up to the players. We gave them their warm-up. So let us know if there's anything we'd like to see now. Otherwise, of course, as always, we could just leave it up to the players still to take whatever they want. Swapping over to the Fate, Lilac?
Pardon?
You changed to the Fate.
My
I mean, you
fault.
can do that if you... Oh, or that may have been Ansa.
There.
Dissidents. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not seeing any requests right now, so I think that
I got
means...
one. I got a
Oh.
request.
Hold up.
Never mind. You've requested the max amount.
Oh,
Lilac has hit the limit.
I was going to do a customize off, but instead I'm going to suggest archetypes for me and Ansa.
Okay. Ansa, you up for archetypes?
sure, let's try it.
Have you done archetypes yet, Ansa? I don't remember.
No, I have not. I've not been playing a lot in rites lately.
Okay. Do you need an overview on how it works,
Yes.
or...
Please, because I have no idea what we're talking about.
Oh, okay. No worries. So basically, I have a list of 33 archetypes, which are basically like themes for your team. So what we typically do is I'll roll a random number generator to randomly select one of these team archetypes, these themes, and send that in a DM to each of the players. So that way you get some direction for how to construct your team, and only you know how to do this. Your opponent does not know what direction you've been given. So it's a little bit of secrecy there. And as for what the actual archetypes are, they typically are things that either might tell you to set up certain classes, masteries, or talismans, so setup, or in some cases might also be ways for you to play in the rite itself with your style. So they all give you some direction, but they are deliberately open-ended enough that there should be, in most cases, at least a couple of ways, if not more than that, that you could choose to interpret those archetypes. And so that is deliberate. That is up to you guys to decide how you want to execute on those ideas. And if you have any clarifying questions when I randomly assign you one of these archetypes, then you can ask me those questions in a DM, and that way you won't reveal what your archetype is to your opponent. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And obviously, once I actually give you one, you'll have a much better sense of what those actually look like. So why don't we give it a shot here? I'll roll one for Lilac, because you're player one. I'll give you yours first. And once I have messaged Lilac, then I will give you yours, Ansa.
Alright, alright.
Lilac, that is yours. Then Ansa, 1 second.
Hmm?
Lilac is pondering how to approach that archetype. Ansa, I've just sent you a Discord DM with your archetype. So if you have any questions about how to do it, how to interpret it, then let me know. But as I said, it's deliberately supposed to be a little bit open-ended so that you can go in any of a number of directions with it. The other thing to note is that you don't necessarily need to go every single possible thing tailored toward this specific archetype. It should be an important aspect of your team, but it doesn't need to be every single thing that you do. You have a little bit of flexibility there. So let's get at least loaded in, see what arena we're in, because that may in some cases influence what the players want to do here. And if you do have any clarifying questions, just let me know. I'm pretty sure we just got a random boat.
Oh, hey, the boat.
Yes. Oh.
All right. Did we get any questions? Let me just double check. Both of you good?
Yep.
I think I'm good.
Okay. Then you are free to proceed. I was gonna say, somehow, no matter what archetype Lilac rolls, there's always room for Oralek.
There's precisely, there's always room for Orlek if it's a boat.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Actually,
What was that sound?
It sounded like
that's my phone going off.
sounded like a Pyre sound effect, like the
It is a
the
Pyre
crystal
sound effect.
in the
Oh,
Black
neat.
Wagon.
Ah.
It's my text tone for Babs.
Huh.
Where's the thing? Aha,
Right.
this one.
This notification noise is actually teasing.
Oh, that's fun. Oh, that's fun. I've never played a style of my archetype, so I am completely and utterly perplexed on what to do.
Take your time. Figure out if there's a particular approach you want to take.
Batrude.
My other problem is I need to sit down and study all the talismans at some point. Do a formalized masterclass on Pyre.
Batrude.
Typhoon Bottle Bertrude in the second spot for Lilac. Now Exploding Tamitha for Ansa.
Yeah, I'm going with the spirit of the law rather than the letter, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, there's certainly some room for flexibility and personal interpretation. And as a reminder, you don't need to go 100% all in. If you'd like to, you can. But if you feel like you've already kind of gotten the spirit of the archetype, then you could take a third character who's a little different than that. Oh, hold on. We lost Ansa.
So that's what that flashing was.
That was secretly Ansa's archetype.
Oh no.
To disappear.
Invite should be on its way, Ansa. There we go. Should be good to move ahead here, Lilac, whenever you're ready.
Sir Gilman.
That's a bit of a waste, I feel like.
So Ansa, what's your archetype?
Am I allowed to say it?
No, you shouldn't tell. You should not tell Lilac what your archetype is. Lilac is trying to trick you.
Okay, I was like, I don't know if that was a part of the rule.
No, Lilac is just trying to mess with you.
I guess I'll do this.
Alright, so here we go. Both players have their archetypes. We'll see how they choose to execute them here as we get started. Lilac with Bertrude. Crone against Crone. Ansa gets the banishment. Now Ansa with Bertrude. Plunging here for 25. That was interesting. Not really sure what we saw.
Someone clip that. Someone please clip that.
As Lilac now follows up with a Curfang boosted Worm Plunge. Down goes Orlek, and after that plunge, Gilman is gone in this round as well. So that leaves at the moment, no one, actually. So Ansa plunges here for 20. Orlek. In he goes. But now he's gone in this round.
Well, now that was exciting.
Oh, the orb is still over there, by the way.
Damn.
That was an impressive, whatever you did there, Ansa.
I don't know, because I'm still honestly learning all the limits of the game.
That's fair.
Ansa nearly slithers in, but Lilac gets the stop
Yeah.
and the plunge. One score, potentially all that Lilac needs here. Has it now with Orlek, looking to set up the big boat magic jump, but instead Orlek gets banished. And Ansa is the one doing the plunging. It now means no Bertrude for Ansa. That was interesting. Tamitha shot out of a cannon.
Ansa is inventing boat magic for harps, it would seem.
Don't tend to see that very often. That last one, I think, was with Fell Swoop as well. Made it even more dramatic. Everyone down on Lilac's side. The Typhoon Bottle slowing Ansa down, but still able to get in here with a Harp Plunge. Orlek. Everyone down on Ansa's side. And Lilac, with that plunge, takes the win. GG.
Surely have taken note.
Not gonna
Well
say what it
played, you
was.
two. Yeah, if you guys would like to reveal your archetypes, you can do so now.
It was debuff. Passively debuff you. Except I don't really know any passive things. I could have used Typhoon Bottle, I just
Ironically, I got Sacrificial Lambs. Benefit from
Oh.
one or more exiles getting banished.
Until the stars
Interesting.
align.
And that gives you a sense, Ansa, as to what archetypes are all about. So there are 33 of those archetypes in total. So those obviously were the two that you guys happened to randomly get rolled, but could be any of those. And even if you are to roll the same archetype, then could be a different arena. You could choose to approach it in a slightly different way. Your matchup is almost certainly going to be different. So those are sort of the various ways in which the archetype matches can go.
Nifty.
Well, let us know if there's anything we would like to see for the next one. Otherwise, as always, we can leave it up to the players to go with whatever they'd like.
I was actually quite fun with the archetypes. Made me think about things differently.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind in general, sort of the idea is to make the players experiment a little bit more with some setups that they might not otherwise take, so we don't just see the same things over and over again.
So do you want to do another archetypes?
I mean, we can if you want.
I'd like to just get back into the game, honestly.
All right. Not seeing any other requests from chat, so we can certainly just make this up to the players. I'm not sure if we had seen debuffs yet. That might have been the first time we had anyone roll that archetype.
Welcome.
So there are still a few that the random number generator seems to like rolling a lot more than others.
That's how it goes with generators, just the
Yeah.
algorithm is always a little funky. Why is Vistula?
Demon.
Oh, Vizboleth is apparently the goat.
Messenger imp.
Webbed Lanthorn
I think
Messenger Imp.
Lilac knows what triumvirate I am about to go with.
Oh.
Well, based on this alone, I'm gonna say none because Messenger Imp is not bound to any specific triumvirate.
I was gonna say, you picked the one exile who is
Yeah.
not affiliated with any particular
Not
group.
necessarily, but what build I'm about to do, because I used to play this a lot.
Wait, are you going to do the illegal Murph setup?
Uh-oh.
The what?
It's not illegal. Yet.
Well, yet. Yeah.
What is
Not
the
illegal.
illegal Murph setup?
Oh,
Murph may have made an interesting discovery last
he made
week.
a bomb.
We did also get Phaler clipping. We'll have to double check. It might have been some of the boat magic effects of the harp variety from the previous match. We'll check that out once we're done with this match.
Excellent.
Prayer beads Bertrude. Second spot for Ansa. We see Lilac now with 2 demons. But what if...
3 demons.
What if we made it 3?
Okay, I was originally gonna go with Jadario, but I guess I'm going to not do that.
Instead, it is forfeit.
I just looked at this cup that I got from John Silver's, the restaurant. And it says on it, "Feed your C2." Who came up with that slogan and why?
Good.
Oh god, that's just insane. I mean, going off. God.
Lots of banishments.
Apologies, Onsen.
But it is Lilac, plunging here for 30.
It'll be a short match.
Crest activates, Ignarius comes back quickly. Happens once again here. Happens, what, 3 times in a row? 4 times in a row? It's a 60% chance of proccing. Having it happen 4 times in a row is quite unlikely. Okay, it didn't happen that time, much to Ansa's benefit, as that helps set up this 30 damage crone throw. Ansa, through the portal, gets infinite stamina in the process, sidesteps the cast, but just misses the Pyre on a couple of occasions.
Ah!
So now back with Lilac. Plunges here.
Just knocked me right into the portal.
I almost pity what transpired there.
Jody getting aggressive here for Lilac.
How sad.
But Ansa able to chase her down. That means all demons are down, and Lilac not able to get any back quickly enough to stop this score. Down goes Iggy, but once again, the Moon Crest activates.
Bertrude banished.
Iggy, the only one left for Lilac right now. Down he goes, but of course that means the Moon Crest will apply this time as well. And this time. But not that time. Ansa runs out of stamina at the wrong time. Ispaleth makes the stop for Lilac. Hops over one defender, but Ansa makes the recovery. Ansa's portal is on the opposite corner. Resets it a bit this time round. Banishes everyone. But Mooncrest, as one might have expected, of course, does activate here. That looked like a Shax situation, as everyone was banished on Lilac's side, and they all came back at exactly the same time.
Is that normal?
It was probably an implosion that took everyone out simultaneously, and so they all had exactly the same respawn time.
Wait, is that like a thing?
Well, I mean, if Mooncrest doesn't activate, all of your demons have the same hope value, so they all have exactly the same amount of time before they come back from banishment. So if they're all banished at exactly the same time, they will all return at exactly the same time.
And in this case, they returned in like 3 seconds. For some reason.
The orb is taken.
Ispaleth plunges here. That does drop Ansa down to 10, which which means one score theoretically be all that Lilac needs, and knocks back the defender, setting up the finger gun score.
Dissidents prevail.
GG.
Their adversaries must be crying
I
tears
am-
of shame.
I am the Right Knight champion.
The rite is ended.
Well played, you two. Alright, let's head on back.
It's hard when it's.
Until
How do
the
you deal
next
with that
round.
many big auras usually?
Hmm.
So I know banishing, because they're slower, so you have to banish them much faster.
It's tough. It's a big wall of auras.
Yeah.
Alright, well, let us know.
We gotta watch that clip.
Oh, right!
from
Yes,
Pyre.
let's check out this clip. In the meantime, let us know if there's anything you guys would like to see for the next one. Hold on. So this is from what is now 2 matches ago, the one we had on the boat with the archetypes. And I think we're looking out for some crazy harp boat magic with a cast.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's coming from here, so keep your eye there. Yes. Was a harp cast that sent this Tamitha flying into the stratosphere. One more time.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and there was a fell swoop as well, which is why you saw that explosion, that circle around, which made it even more dramatic. Well done. Thank you for capturing that one, Failer.
Also, Failer is offering some advice to you, Ansa.
Failer
Yeah, I
says,
saw-
okay.
Yeah. Savage casts are a good idea, though. Harp casts are explosions.
Yeah, I mean, when you had that point near the end that we were talking about, where you had an imp that we think exploded and took out the entirety
All three.
of
Yeah.
Lilac's team, sometimes you do see people deliberately just do that as early
that's
and
what I was
often as
doing.
possible.
Yeah. I always go straight for the team with the imp when I have it as the first one.
Yeah, and a well-timed imp hop to avoid getting stunned by the demon jump.
Oh.
It's a little tricky to get the timing right, but if you can do it, then you can avoid what is one of the most powerful aspects of the demons.
Interesting.
Alright, well it is getting late enough and we've been going long enough that I'm thinking this may very well end up being our penultimate rite. So if there is anything we would still like to see before the night is through, and this may be our last chance to make that happen before our liberation rite.
Hmm.
Is there anything we're still looking for? Or do we want to leave this one up to the players to go with whatever they want?
I got an interesting one
Oh?
from my list.
Oh.
Oh.
I like
Both
that.
teams reduced to 50 Pyre life, which is something that we can change here. In case people did not realize, that is technically an option. And then Ashen Coal is banned, which is the talisman that increases people's Pyre life by 30.
Also, like, the demon in, like, built-in Ashen Coal as well.
The mastery
Right.
that gives extra Pyre life. Basically, anything that increases maximum starting Pyre life. Is that the idea?
Mhm. Yes.
What about
Noted.
rekindling on saps? Are we allowing or disallowing that?
We are allowing.
Okay, rekindling is allowed, confirmed.
But that depends on if you want to play as a sap.
It
Which
may
I do
come at a
have.
cost.
My sap abilities are a little above nothing.
Well, you have to start somewhere. Well, let's jump in. We'll see where we end up, arena-wise.
Saps are hard to master and very hard to pick up as well.
It's true.
They say they're a 3-star hero
Shall take
rather than a
on
1-star hero.
the
Like hers.
Beyonders.
Okay, we are on one of the smallest arenas.
Who shall conduct the rites?
What you thinking? Cooking up there, Lilac?
I was zoning out.
Oh,
Lilac's just trying to fool you. Just trying to get you to let your guard down. Lilac was scheming the whole time.
No, don't worry. My head is full of lint. It's
your
like
head is
those
full of what?
lint.
Oh. Interesting.
Hey,
We have quite the collisions going on here.
messenger imp.
So, of course, the players do have significantly less starting Pyre life than they would usually have. You might think, oh, okay, well, the way they would deal with that is by making up for it by adding extra starting Pyre life, but that's also banned. Are there other ways that the players might adapt, specifically because of that situation? Or do they just treat this like a standard match?
I can't give away all my secrets immediately.
Oh.
Also, since we've last talked, have you developed any new opinions on Almer?
No, he does not really take up any space in my head, I'm gonna be honest.
You disappoint me, Ansa.
Well, I'm sorry I'll have to disappoint.
Lids, by my own logic, would Flame Leech be allowed?
We didn't specify whether Leech was
Like,
allowed. I mean,
is allowed. I think Flame Leech is fine.
I think it is. Because, yeah, at least when I asked those questions, I framed it as starting Pyre life.
Yeah.
I did not say. I specifically phrased it such that I was not asking whether Leech was allowed. So I assume that means Leech is okay.
What's funny is I have my own Flame Leech.
This is my Flame Leech. His name is Clarence.
'Tis taken. Commence.
Well, here comes Lilac, but down goes the Stowaway. Now it's Tizo's turn. And he makes it in, and with the Inner Glory, the extra damage there, that means one score is potentially all that Lilac needs here, depending on who it is from. Although with just Savages here, unless Lilac has extra damage, all those characters would fall a little bit short, and now the same could be said for Ansa with that score.
The rite has nearly ended.
So it is already a sudden death match. Though Ansa with a little more flexibility than Lilac. Lilac may or may not feel the need to force the issue with one of the higher scoring exiles, such as that Imp, but Lilac is defenseless at the moment, and here comes Ansa, trying to go off the wall, whether intentionally or not. I'm not entirely sure.
No!
Now,
But that is one sneaky approach that the players can take here on this arena. Ooh, Ansa banishes last of Lilac's exiles, though Lilac does get an exile back. Ansa moving in with Vorfrid and plunges to take the
Wow,
win.
that's the first match I've ever won against you, I think. Lilac.
I think
GG.
it's like the second, or like I think you've won more, actually, than just.
thus end this night's proceedings
Well played, you two. Let's head on back.
until the stars align.
As the stars align now.
Well, I think the stars have aligned in such a way as to make this be our final rite of the night, our liberation rite, we'll head back up to 100 Pyre life apiece, as is usually the case before we forget. But for this one, it'll be our final rite of the night, our liberation rite, which means no requests from chat. Instead, we will leave it up to the players to take their preferred teams to finish things off in style. And for the Beyonders,
Alright.
I think we usually go old, never to return for their theme.
Nice.
So let's jump in.
Alright, Lilac,
I
who
bid
are you
you
liberating?
welcome, exiles. You heed the summons
Orlac.
to the fall of Solium. You
Maybe.
have this opportunity
Lilac was gonna take
prove
Clarence.
your worth.
Who?
Let us determine which
Were you
of
not
you
listening?
will here.
Yeah.
Clarence is the Flame Leech!
Stand ready.
Okay, okay.
Prepare yourself.
Show
Maybe I
Clarence some
will.
respect. Come on.
Maybe I will.
Let us begin.
Oh,
Duh. I lose
Clarence!
4.
Tay.
Elid's honor. Oh, this is such a big map.
I'm liberating my little dust spore.
Alright, next prayer beads on Birchroot in the first spot for Onsa. Lilac will now take Speedy Jodariel.
Nope.
Messenger.
Onsa chooses Webbed Lanthorn Messenger Imp.
It's the paper boy.
Alma.
Lilac's last choice is an Exploding Ulmer.
Oh, double savage. Okay.
You got a problem with that?
A little bit, but I would have a problem with what anybody plays. So that's just how I am as a person.
That's fair.
It's a wooden strat. I don't like it.
What if you did the Murph bomb?
Exile.
Well, here we go for our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. Lilac on the left representing the dissidents, and Onsa on the right representing the Beyonders. Best of luck to you both.
I gotta get clearance free. I got a free clearance.
Oh my god, the wrong direction. Ah, good timing. Oh. Why am I not jumping? Okay, so I can jump. Like infinite stamina. Oh shit. Ah.
Yes. Now there's
Oh.
a proper dousing. No more than a lick of flame remains. Why, that was all of them.
I missed.
A banishment. That fire's flames grow weak. The orb is up. None left unscathed. Alas for all but.
Ah.
The orb is taken. And there it is.
No.
Clarence! Clarence!
The dissidents.
And there it is.
Their worth.
GG's.
As for their adversaries, they did not.
Well played, you two.
Thus ends the liberation rite.
And that was our liberation rite, our final rite of the night. So thank you everybody who participated in the rites today and everyone who gave us the requests in chat as well.
Whew.
I am
Alright.
going to hop out of Discord, but I will catch you guys next time.
Farewell.
Alright. Let me just throw this screen on. I think they have both already fled Steam Remote Play. That does seem to be the case. So alright, as I said, that was our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. So thank you everybody who participated in the rites today and everyone who gave us the requests in chat as well. This was of course Pyre Community Rite Night, and if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then the best way to do so is by joining the Rite Club Discord server, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. My name is Lids. I'm hosting these Rite Nights, and my streaming schedule is weeknights. We're doing some Path of Exile 2, Fridays, Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer, Saturdays, Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, and then Sundays, Pyre multiplayer, obviously. Then Lids Vids on YouTube as well, posting the VODs for all those streams, so if you missed anything, you can catch that stuff there as well. Also doing some Hades 2 videos straight to YouTube, as well as our Path of Exile 2 build guide video update from last week that you can check out right there. But if you haven't done so yet already, of course, you can also hit the follow button to get notification when I go live. Also at Lids Vids on Twitter. I post there when I go live as well. But actually, the best place to stay up to date on all things Lids is my Discord, which you can join by clicking on that link right there. But that's going to be it for me for tonight. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. And I'll catch you next time.